Hello, welcome to Grandma Ray Don't Play, and I'm Rachel. How are you guys tonight? All right, I'm just gonna wait until you guys show up in the chat and let me know if you can hear me. That would be wonderful. Okay, I see two people. Hello, hello, hello. How are you? I'm back. I'm back. So if you could just let me know if you can hear me, that would be great. Okay, we got an interesting topic tonight. And the topic is why no tax returns for millions for months. Yes, no tax return for millions. Oh, you want to hear about this? Okay. And the other thing is the new tax deadline for filing. Okay. Oh, and by the way, who got their stimulus payment? I got mine today. So if someone could let me know that you can hear me, we're gonna definitely get started. Okay, that would be wonderful. If you let Grandma Ray know, yes, I hear you. Okay. Oh, thanks for the thumb up. I appreciate that. That's very nice. So if you could let me know that you hear me, we're gonna get started. I can't wait. No, your tax return is not coming anytime soon. Let's talk about it. Okay, Patricia, I hear you. Thank you. Uh for the banana pudding recipe. Well, great. I'm glad you like that. That's one of my favorite desserts. Let me tell you, I could eat that anytime. Okay. Hi, Brenda. Can't hear you. Okay, Brenda, I don't know. Let's see if some more people say that they can't hear me because Patricia said she can hear me. Della, child support took mine. Stimulus money. Ooh, Della, we want to talk about that. Della, can you hear me? If you could let me know, Della, that you can hear me, and because I want to definitely talk to you. Okay. Oh, can anyone else hear me? Brenda, can you still not hear me? Della, can you hear me? Okay, Della can hear me. So Brenda, maybe you need to turn the volume up on whatever device you're using because two other people said that they can hear me. I don't know what to tell you, Brenda. You know what, Brenda? Sign off and come back on, and then maybe that'll solve your problem. Try that. Okay. Okay, so it's 7 people in the chat. If everybody could give a thumbs up, that would be great. So let's get the party started, okay? Okay, so the first thing I want to do is talk to Della after I give my intro, okay? So why are the tax returns going to be delayed? This is for anyone that have any type of uh concern. Like for instance, I got some notes here. If you asked for your past stimulus that you didn't get, like for instance, the last stimulus in December, I didn't get my $600. So if you're asking for that on your tax return, that will make it a delay. If you're asking for earned income credit, that will be a delay. If you're asking for child tax credit, that will be a delay. Now, let's talk about those things and why that would make your return a delay. Well, the IRS says that yes, they received extra funds this time to perform their job, but they don't have the people to perform the job and new people that are trained to perform the job. So therefore, they're behind. And they said that they're behind because of the pandemic. And they're behind because they still owe people their tax returns from 2019. Now, you know, I just got my 2019 tax return last month. Okay. Crazy, isn't it? Okay. So, as a result, if you do any of these three, which is ask for your past stimulus that you owe, or earned income tax credit. Let's talk about what is an earned income tax credit. That's for any adult or families that makes under a certain threshold that would be considered low in earned income tax credit. Okay, and the child tax credit is something that's new in the stimulus package, and that will get you a monthly check starting in July for your children. I think it's around $250 a child. Now that's great. Okay, so Michelle, good evening. How are you? Brenda said now she can hear. That's wonderful, Brenda. Donna says, hi, Grandma Ray. It's Donna from Philadelphia. Well, Philadelphia is in the house. My grandmother lived in Philadelphia when I was growing up. We went there every summer. Okay, so Della, let's talk about why child support took your stimulus, because they wasn't supposed to be able to take in this stimulus unless something went wrong. So are they giving you any reason? Okay. Della said, I don't get mine. The state took mine, but this January I got $600. I didn't get the $1,200. Okay, so Della, what you need to do is you need to file a tax return. Even if you don't normally file a tax return, you need to file a tax return. And on line 30, you can put in that you didn't get your stimulus, okay? And then that will get you your stimulus, hopefully. All right? Della said, explain to me, I'm logging off. Okay, well, I just explained to you, so you can go ahead and read that, Della. Okay. Okay, so now let's continue, okay? So if your tax return is being delayed, let's say you was really, really dependent on it, which of course we all are. We look forward to this time of the year, right? And now it's being delayed because, and they said the reason all of these tax returns are going to be delayed is because they have to manually go in and solve each case, each person's tax return. Because if you ask for a stimulus payment, they got to look and see if you actually didn't get one and all of that stuff, right? If you're asking for an earned income credit, they got to see if you're eligible. If you're asking for a child tax credit, they got to make sure that, you're claiming the right dependents and all of that stuff. So they manually go through those files one by one. And so they don't have the manpower, they said. So as a result, 25 million and counting returns are going to be delayed. 25 million. That's a lot of returns, okay? And let me tell you, they had to manually do my 2019 tax return for 2019 because I did an amendment. So let me tell you how long that took. It took from April 15th to last month, which was February 2021. That's how long that took. So the story about it's going to take them a couple of months, no, it's probably going to take a lot longer. And that was the excuse they gave me, that somebody manually had to go through and look over my tax return. So this is very, very disappointing when we really, really need this money. It's great that we got the $1,400. And oh, by the way, today I got my $1,400 stimulus. I was so happy when I seen that. I didn't know what to do. So, so what do you do now when you're dependent on that money to catch up on your bills? All of these things. If everybody could give it a thumbs up that's in the chat, that would be great. Brenda said, I didn't get my stimulus check because IRS had my incorrect account number. What do you mean account number? You mean your social security number, Brenda? Brenda, did you file a tax? Because I'm thinking that if you go ahead and file a tax return, that you can straighten that out by just simply submitting your new tax return. You should look into that. And what do you mean by the wrong account number? You mean your social security? Tell me. Okay, so let's go on. Everybody, please, thumbs up, please. Thank you. Okay, so if 25 million are not going to receive their tax return anytime soon. Now, if you have no deductions, if you just have a straight tax return, you're not asking for earned income, you're not asking for the child tax credit, you're not asking for any stimulus, you're going to get yours, they say, because the machine can do that. Okay? But any other reason, you're not getting that anytime soon. And so as a result, to take the pressure off of them, the credit union number for your account. So Brenda's credit union number, her bank account number, was incorrect, so she didn't get her stimulus. So Brenda, what's going to happen is they're going to eventually send you either a check or one of those debit cards, because anybody that they can't do it through the banking, that's how they're going to do it. And then that's another process, because now somebody going to actually process a check for you or this card for you. Okay, but you will get it, but it's definitely going to be a delay. I'm sorry to hear that, Brenda. Okay, so let's see. How many of you out there have already gotten your stimulus? Tanya says, she haven't received her unemployment since June. It just stopped. What are these people doing? Okay, Tanya, if you go on the unemployment website, they have the email on there. Look for their email, and you can email and ask them for someone to call you, because they do have it where they can do that, and they're supposed to call you in 3 days. Okay, and then you can ask them what's going on with your unemployment. Also, right now, because of the new stimulus package, everybody's supposed to be eligible, that was eligible to get the $300 at least. So you definitely need to do that. Okay, and there's another spot on there where you can say, call me. Okay, so you're welcome, Tanya. And you hang in there, because it's very difficult when you don't have any income. Also, guys, I wanted you to know that, you can work part-time on unemployment, and you still get most of your money. So you might want to consider that, okay? So it's in the case where you might not be getting enough funds. All right? Okay, so listen, what happened? What's going to happen to the millions and millions of people who are dependent on this tax return? Maybe you didn't pay your rent or your bills, or your car needed to be repaired because you knew that your tax return was coming, and now it's not going to come at all. So I have an appointment tomorrow with my accountant, and one of the things that my accountant told me last week, that they're hoping by this week that they will have some guidelines from the Internal Revenue how they can apply for the unemployment taxes that was taken out, so you can get credit for that, because you don't have to pay the taxes for unemployment now if you was on unemployment in 2020 and 21. Okay. So I'm hoping tomorrow that they got that problem, the IRS got that problem resolved, but I doubt it. The reason why I doubt it is because if they're so backlogged, and so this is going to create another problem. But this is the next problem, guys. If you file your tax return and you did not include the taxes that you paid for unemployment, now you're going to have to go back and do an amendment. Now that's going to cost some more money to get that amendment filed, and also another long delay. Okay. So you want to weigh out your options. So my option I'm going to do is I'm going to let them process my tax return, but I'm going to have them to hold my tax return and not send it in until the IRS comes up with whatever way they want the tax prepared to add on the credit for the taxes that you paid for unemployment. Brenda said, yes, I'm happy I received my stimulus too. It came at the right time, guys, at the right time. So if everybody could give a thumbs up in the chat, that would be great. Okay. I really need you to do that, because that let YouTube know that you appreciate the content. Okay. And it helps spread the content. And we want everybody to be able to get this information. It's very, very important. Okay, so listen. What would happen? What would happen if you had to wait a year? Oh, 1 second. 1 second, guys. Okay. What would happen, guys, if you had to wait a year for your tax return? That could really put you in the poorhouse, because you might have been dependent on that. I know I was dependent on mine. You know, it's really rough. What do you do? Okay. And other things that you want to consider is, if you're going to do an amendment for the unemployment taxes that you paid, I got a suggestion. This is just a suggestion. You know, I'm not a tax accountant or nothing, right? I'm going to suggest that you just file your regular taxes first, and then get that payment, and then go back and do the amendment. That way, hopefully, it doesn't hold it up, unless you're filing anyway for the tax credit, or what was the other things? The tax credit, or the stimulus that you might be missing, or anything that you're asking them for extra, right? Or the unemployment. You if you're asking for those things, it doesn't matter. But if you're not asking for those things, and you're only missing the taxes that you paid unemployment, you might want to file your tax. If you need the money right now, you might want to file your taxes and go ahead and get that check. Okay. And then file the amendment later. So it'll be like money in the bank. Who knows when it's coming? Good luck on that. Okay. Yeah, that's a problem, isn't it? Okay. So, other things that I want you to tell me about. Okay, so Brenda did not receive her stimulus because the bank information was wrong. Brenda, did you go to an accountant or did someone personally file your return, or did you not do any of that, or did you change your banking information? That's another issue. If you change your banking information, then that would definitely get you to a paper check or one of those prepaid Visa cards. Okay. So let me know on that. Okay, so guys, what suggestions do you have to tell people if you can help them in any way? This is your opportunity to help others. You know, maybe you heard some other people who solved their tax problem. What do you think, huh? Very important. And it's very important, though, guys, for those who are listening who may not work. You need to still file a tax return because you want to get that earned child credit. And the only way you're getting that is to file a tax return. So don't sit back and not file one, and you may say, well, that costs money. Okay, well, see if you can find someone that can do it for you, but it's kind of worth it if you're going to get a monthly check of 350 a month, 250 a month. I think it's 250 for one child. So what if you have many kids? Just multiply that up. That could be the whole rent. Yeah. Okay, so Brenda said she didn't make any changes, just the IRS made a mistake on her account number, her banking account number. Oh my goodness. You see that? So the only thing I would suggest, Brenda, is if you didn't file, to go ahead and file. That would be my only suggestion to you, Brenda. I hope that works for you. Okay. Donish says, I heard they are not making you file till May 17th for taxes. That is very true. That's the deadline. You can file anytime up to May 17th. But, the longer you wait, the longer now, because it's supposed to be doing the taxes as it comes in order. So the longer you wait, that means you're waiting longer because others that filed before you are going to be getting their taxes first. Make sense? Brenda said, thank you, Grandma Ray. You're welcome, Brenda. You're welcome. So I would file as soon as possible, unless you want to wait a week or two to see what's going to happen. And I'll let you know when I know that the IRS have put out a rule on how you can get the taxes paid on that you paid into on your unemployment. Now, if you did not choose on your unemployment for them to take out taxes, then no, you're not getting the taxes back because you didn't pay it. Actually, I hope that you'll be okay. Okay. But if you did have them take the taxes out, you definitely want that. So the way you determine, and it's the federal tax that you don't have to pay taxes on. Okay. Federal. So you can look on your unemployment tax, on your unemployment 1099, and look on there and see how much the federal taxes, how much they took out of you for federal taxes, how much you paid in to federal taxes. And that's the return that you're looking for the unemployment taxes. All right. Okay. So Donish said, I took my taxes in weeks ago to be done. Were they done? Did they process them? That's a question I have. How many others out there already took your tax returns in to be done, or you did them, or someone did them, did you get your tax return back yet? That's a question to everyone. Okay. So, Donish, why are you still waiting? You said you're still waiting till after you took your tax returns in weeks ago. You're waiting on what, the preparer? What is the preparer waiting on? Could you let us know that? Okay. So let's talk about how you can survive without these taxes. It's a biggie. You know, if you have a couple of kids and yourself, you're talking about thousands. You know, and that's something that you would really be dependent on. Thousands, right? Okay, Donish said that they're waiting on a call to let her know if the taxes are done. Oh no. Let's be proactive and call them. Call them tomorrow, because you know, they could have called you if it was weeks ago, like you said. They could have called you and said something by now, right? So call them and see what's going on. You know, maybe they forgot your file and it's just sitting over there on the desk. And by calling them, you might can get this ball rolling. Okay? Absolutely. And let me tell you, if you didn't get that stimulus, and I think the reason why they didn't give the last stimulus is because, you know, they approved it in December, and the tax people said, oh, we're not going to get taxed over. We're going to just wait until January. They're going to be filing taxes anyway, and then they can just claim it then, which is another delay, because the whole purpose of approving the stimulus for the people is because the people needed it then, not later on when you do taxes. It's just not right. Okay, Donish said that they're going to call tomorrow morning. Absolutely. And if you don't get them on the phone, go down there, because you got a right to know. And, you know, and they can tell you something, okay? And let them know that the longer the delay, the longer you're not going to, that you're going to be behind the other millions of people who are also waiting. So you don't want to just sit back and let them just skip you. You want to definitely let them know you need your money. You need your money, right? Okay, if everybody can give a thumbs up in the chat, that would be great. Thank you. That'll be once. Thumbs up, thumbs up. Okay. So who else have not received their tax returns? Donors said yes. Thank you. I'm happy that I was able to help in that area. Oh, don't worry. I'll be all over mine tomorrow morning as soon as I go down there. I'm going to set the alarm for 6 o'clock so I can wake up and have my coffee, and I can go down there with a fresh head and get my taxes done. Absolutely. And I want to know, you know, if you're waiting on, because I did pay taxes in the unemployment. So I want to know, did they hear anything from the IRS in regards to how they can process to get my taxes that I paid for unemployment? So I want all of those answers so I can come back and tell you guys. Okay. Okay. So listen, um, who else is missing this stimulus, the $1,400 stimulus? Could you tell me in the chat anybody else that's missing your stimulus for 1,400? And maybe you might be missing the 1,400 and the 600. Let's see how many people actually are missing their money, you know, and how do you really manage without this money that you was dependent on? Okay, it's very important that they pull through. And I think that the IRS, they had plenty of time when they was negotiating in December, the stimulus to get people and train people up, right? So that they could have some help. They could have done that, okay? But instead, they're going to just wait this out till they get some money. And now that they got the money, they still can't help us. Donor said, I did not get my stimulus. Which stimulus did you not get? Are you talking about all of them, or are you missing the $600 one, or are you missing the $1,400 one? Which ones are you missing on the stimulus? Okay, so Donna said that she gets a Social Security disability check once a month. Okay, yeah, so you're hurting because that's not a lot of income, so this would have made life a lot better for you. So donors is missing the $1,400 one. Well, I keep hope alive on that one because they said that those who receive SSI and Social Security are going to get theirs around starting the 17th. So today is the 19th. So hopefully you'll get yours tomorrow. Did you check on your phone to see what at the IRS.gov site it says get my payment? Did you go there to see if your payment was on its way? That's another source that you can look into. Okay. So listen, why is it that we can see how dysfunctional our government is? They really, really didn't think this through. And so if they did, they could have at least made some provisions to solve this problem. So this problem is really should not be on the American people's backs. It should be on our government to figure out how to get this problem resolved. Okay, if H&R Block and all these people can hire seasonal people to do tax returns, they can too. If everybody could give a thumbs up, that would be wonderful. Grandma Ray, appreciate that. Thank you. Donors. Okay, so Donors went on the IRS website and she asked for her payment and it said not available. So you get that message when they didn't do nothing with your return yet, because if they did something with your return, it would say what day that you're going to actually receive your return. Okay, so Brenda said she went to get my payment, and that's how she found out the IRS had my wrong account number. Well, Brenda, isn't it a page on there that you can go on and put your right information on the IRS website? Do they still have that? Myself, I would just do a tax return because the tax return straightens out all of that. Now they got all your right information in black and white straight from you. Okay, because they want some proof. So when you go do your taxes, usually they make you show an ID or something to verify that that's you. Okay, Brenda, file a tax return. Okay, and do it that way. That way you got your proof that you filed and that you're asking for your money. Proof. Okay. Okay. Anybody else having any problems with the IRS, or is everybody happy with the IRS? What do you say, huh? Is the IRS making it your life easy or not so easy? Oh, you're welcome, Brenda. Brenda said, thank you, Grandma Ray. You're absolutely welcome. So guys, I'm drinking. This is lemonade, orange juice, and one package of sugar-free Kool-Aid. This is what this is. Okay, so in case you wanted to know, vitamin C, vitamin C. Yes. Okay, so what's the difference between getting your tax return and right now and not getting your tax return right now? What kind of hardship would that put you under? You know, are you going to be able to buy your food? Are you going to be able to pay your car insurance or your car note, or buy some needed items, even down to toilet paper, right? What hardship is that going to put you in if you, in fact, can't get your tax return? Because at this point, it looks like it's going to be a very long wait. Okay. And a friend of mine said to me that you can't get a earned income unless you have children. And I said, no, that's not true. It's you can get an earned income if you make under a certain amount. Okay. And I don't really know what that amount is. I believe, if I'm just guessing now, you can't hold me to this one. I maybe under 40,000. I don't know. That's a question mark. But I do know that it's for people who have a lower income. Okay. Tanya said, my car needs repairs. Oh, let me tell you about car repairs. Oh, my goodness, my goodness, my goodness. If everyone could give a thumbs up in the chat, that would be great. So, car repairs is something that's really out of control, you know, and just to get 4 tires is $700 and some dollars. That's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And then they charge you for every little thing. They're gonna balance it and the alignment. Oh, and when they finish, I'm telling you, it's a lot of money. So try to shop around before you run to your the same mechanic that you always go to, because you're gonna have to figure out how to get these things done, Tanya, for a lot less money, because we now have to think that way, right? Okay. So donor said if she didn't get this money, she'd be hurting really, really bad. I know that's right. Okay, so Super Roy 713 says, Grandma Ray, when do we get our refund? I've been waiting for 5 weeks. Oh. Well, let me answer you. Your answer is millions, including you. If you had any options that you applied for, which is earn child credit or earn income, or you're missing a past stimulus, you are going to be waiting months, because they have to manually go in and check this stuff out. So they got to check and see if you really didn't get your stimulus, or maybe your stimulus got sent to somebody else. They claim a lot of that was going on. And so now they got to make sure that you're the right person. Or if you're getting if you're claiming your the taxes that you paid, or unemployment, that's another hold up. Or earn child credit, they got to make sure that that's your child and all of that. So the answer from the IRS: months, because they said they don't have enough help, and they can't just instantly train somebody. So that's your answer, Super Roy. I'm sorry to tell you that. Okay. I think you guys all need to maybe call the politicians or someone and complain. Because let's face it, if they really wanted to, they could get some people over to the IRS to help out. They really could. And they know that the people are really hurting because of the C-19 situation. Come on, help out. Everyone, please give a thumbs up in the chat. All right. I thank you in advance for that. Okay. Okay. Super Roy said, thank you for the reply. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. Super Roy, did you get all your stimulus? Let us know that, okay? Because that could really help. And so, what are you guys doing to cut back on bills? Have you considered a roommate? Have you considered moving in with someone else? Because they're probably struggling too. Have you really considered these things? Oh, I'm glad Super Roy got all the stimulus. That's beautiful. At least that helps, right? So we have to now figure out life a little different. You know, things like, are you paying too much rent? Okay, and you may say, well, that's the going rate where I live at. Well, maybe you need to move to somewhere else. Maybe you need to take the stimulus check and see how you can cut down on the rent. Okay, or maybe you pay a heat bill and you can move to a place that got heat included. All of these scenarios you might want to consider so that you can utilize that stimulus money in a good way. Okay, and I would say at this point, don't bank on your return anytime soon. So you're gonna have to now figure out how to do the things you need to do without this stimulus. I'm not the stimulus, the tax return for right now. It's going to be a while. And they pushed the tax that now you can file your taxes by May 17th. They might push that out even longer when they get closer because now they're under pressure, right? And they need a break. But when you're under pressure, they don't care. Okay. So that's something that we definitely want to consider how we're going to survive. Okay. Have you guys considered, and this is just a question, have you considered working more than one job? Or if maybe you don't work at all and you maybe need to get a job to help you survive. Have you considered that? That's something that you might want to consider, until you can get out the hole. Because, a lot of people are in a hole because of the C-19, and we've got to figure out how to get out the hole. Very, very, very important. Okay. And if you're able to get together with somebody, make sure somebody that pays bills. Okay. You might can really get yourself in a better position. That's very, very important. Definitely consider that. Okay. So anyone else have any other questions that you may want to ask me in regards to your taxes, your stimulus, the taxes that you paid into unemployment, child tax credit, any of those things? The child tax credit is very, very interesting. Unfortunately, it's not going to help you right now. They're not going to start that until July, the fiscal year. So you have a while to go before you get to that point. But at least you can look forward to that. That could definitely pay some utility bills. It could pay a car note. It could do lots of things. Because everyone give a thumbs up in the chat room. for me, please? I appreciate it. Okay. Okay. So how many of you actually pay taxes into unemployment? Let me see how many of you actually paid that. That's another so actually let's look at everything, guys. Okay. So you can look forward to some future money. You can look forward to the money that you paid into unemployment. You could look forward to your tax return in the future. So it's like money in the bank, except you don't know when it's coming, so you don't know how to work with the unknown. That's the problem. Okay. So other than that, it sounds great, but it doesn't help us. I hope our president takes a look at this and see what he can do about this situation. You think he can? I hope so, because we really, really, really need to put pressure on the politicians, the president, anybody to get this money under control. Because our president do want us to have this money, so we need to have them to see what they can do to help the IRS. Hey, Kathleen, how are you? Good for you to check in. Thanks for coming by. Donna says, I hope so. Me too. Kathleen. Kathleen said that she's still waiting too. What are you waiting on? Are you waiting on the stimulus or your unemployment or your tax return, Kathleen? And I'm doing great, Kathleen. Thanks for asking. If everybody could do the thumbs up thing, the thumbs up thing, the thumbs up thing, that'll be great. Okay, so Kathleen is waiting on the stimulus. Are you waiting, Kathleen? Are you waiting on the first stimulus, the second stimulus, the third stimulus, or all? Yes, I'm doing wonderful, Kathleen. Thank you. Laugh out loud, she said. Okay, that's cool. Which stimulus are you missing, Kathleen? Because Kathleen, okay, I got the first, I got the second, and I'm waiting for the third with direct deposit. Still don't have it. Okay, so go on the IRS website, Kathleen, and put in get my payment and see if you see any remarks, like if they say it's going to be there such and such a day or what it says. Okay, so that's something you can do. It's not giving me anything good. Okay, but what is it saying, Kathleen? Help us. Okay, what is it saying on the website, Kathleen? Okay, so while Kathleen is going to get back to, doesn't have enough information. That means that they haven't processed your your stimulus. That's what that means. Okay. Oh, Tanya said that hers is saying the same thing. Okay, so that means they haven't processed it yet. The moment that they actually process it, guys, they'll have a date up on there. Okay, so you want to check once a day. Yeah, Kathleen, it is a bummer. You know why? Because they get our hopes all pumped up. Okay. And after they get our hopes all pumped up and you got plans for this money, you get this letdown because they haven't sent it. And that's where the problem is, you know? Uh, so Kathleen says, so I got half of the help from my rent again for April. Well, that's good. But you know, Kathleen, now that they can pay up to 12 months back rent. You need to look into that. Go to the agencies in your state and look into that, or look on the internet and find out from your state where you go to apply for that. And I think the landlord has to be involved. Okay. And tell the landlord, say, hey, look, you know, you need to work with me. Let's work with these agencies so that you can get my rent caught up, you know, and see if he would do that. And I don't see why he wouldn't if he's losing money, because if you don't have it to give, how is he going to get it? Okay. Okay, give a thumbs up, guys. Okay. Kathleen says, I'm not behind. I'm trying to stay ahead. Well, that's really good. But you know, if push come to shove, while they have this money out there, you might want to look at these avenues. Or you know, and just talk to the landlord and say, you know, I have half of my rent right now, but you know, what would happen if I don't get the other half? Are you able to work with the stimulus so that you can get paid from them, and see if he can help you out? I think we have to use all of these avenues these days because times are really, really hard. Okay, Kathleen says, I live with my landlord. What do you mean? Laugh out loud. Is that the husband or something? I don't know what that means. Okay, Kathleen says call 211. Okay, so 211, guys, is a number that you can call to that the government has set up for assistance, whether it's the shot or the rent or any answers that you may need through this crisis. Okay, 211, guys. Okay, so Kathleen says she's my friend. All right. Well, it sounds like you're in good shape. You with your friend. Your friend is not going to put you out. I live with my friends in her house and I rent the upstairs. Well, tell your friend I said that's a smart idea and we all need to start considering doing that, because, you know, we want to all live in our own house and we don't want nobody in there and all that stuff, but yet we can't afford all of these things. But if we humbled ourselves and shared rent space, we could all live a lot better, right? Could everyone give a thumbs up? Okay. Okay. And Safari says in New York, the number is 311, not 211. 311 in New York. What kind of assistance do they help you with, Safari, in New York? Kathleen says, yeah, it's hard. It's very hard. You know, it's very, very hard. And a lot of us don't want to admit it's hard. But you know what? We're all in the same boat. So there's no reason why we can't admit it to each other. It is what it is. Okay. And you know, sometimes when you keep your mouth closed, you don't get the results. If everybody could give a thumbs up, wonderful, wonderful. Thank you. Safari said all different kinds of help in the New York 311 number. Okay, so Kathleen says every city has a different number. Okay, so go on the internet, guys, and you look up the number for your city. You can put your zip code in your city, and it should give you the number that you can call for resources. Kathleen said, hey, Sapphire, you were here the last time I was talking with Grandma. Okay, cool. See, you met a friend. You know, we're all one family, right? So we're all one happy family. Okay, so Kathleen says, do you remember when I was talking to you last time, Grandma? I told you that my mom passed and I was waiting for money from the sale of her house. Yes. Safari says yes. Kathleen says, I think I have a timeline now on being able to get my own place, waiting to buy a house. Good for you. Where are you gonna buy the house at? Don't buy a house that you're gonna the mortgage is gonna be too high, because you may have some money right now, but you want to be able to stay in that house forever. So really think about where you're going to buy this house and how much money you're going to pay for this house. And so she's asking for prayers in June that the money actually come and she can get her own place. Okay, beautiful. You guys heard that. She's asking for prayers for June. Kathleen is. Okay, she's going to buy cash. Okay, so let's talk about that a minute, Kathleen. So if you buy cash, is that going to leave you with less money, or should you buy and have a tiny mortgage so that you can have, you know, one of the things, guys, that you have to remember when you buy a house, there's these, you don't know how much the utilities is going to run. You don't know how much anything is going to cost, the water bill, the gas bill, the light bill. You just don't know. Or if you get in there and the furnace breaks or anything. So you need a little cushion. So remember that, Kathleen. So Kathleen lives in Delaware. Gonna buy in Delaware. What's the market for houses in Delaware, Kathleen? Brenda says she's wishing you all the best about your home, Kathleen. And Sapphira says, in Jesus' name is done. Kathleen says, thank you, ladies. I can get help with the water and electricity. Okay, so that's good, Kathleen. Oh, beautiful. She's going to buy a house that she can afford to have no mortgage. Now, that's the kind of house I need, no mortgage. Well, one that I can buy and not have a mortgage. Delaware, I'm looking at the houses for 23,000. Wonderful, wonderful. So you guys, you see, you can go to Delaware and you can live reasonable. So Kathleen says she doesn't want a mortgage because she's already been there. And Donna said 311 is in Philadelphia. Also, Kathleen says she can make enough with social security to keep everything else going for herself. Oh, wonderful. We wish you all the best. I'm so happy. So happy for you. Brenda, you're welcome, Kathleen. Kathleen, and my 4 cats. Well, okay. I hope each one of them are going to be able to have a room. Kathleen, thank you, Sapphire. Donors want to know, Kathleen, where is Delaware? And Tony says, congrats, Kathleen. Where is Delaware, Kathleen? We got some people interested. Did everybody do the thumbs up thing for me yet? Donish says, my husband and I are looking to move to Delaware, Kathleen. Okay, Kathleen, you're gonna have to tell us about Delaware because Donish is looking to go move there, and you got the right price for housing there. Tell us about Delaware. I'm gonna have to write that down. Delaware. Where's my ink pen? So people want to know about that. Okay. So Kathleen says Millsboro, Lewes area. What state is Delaware by, Kathleen? And she's going to Long Neck, Delaware. And Kathleen says 19966 zip code. 19966 zip code. Okay. Donor says real estate taxes are cheap in Delaware. Brenda said great housing prices in Delaware. Did you live in Delaware before, Brenda? Kathleen says it's right below Marcus Hook, Pennsylvania. Oh, so it's close to Pennsylvania. Wow, that's not far. Kathleen. Kathleen says the taxes are very cheap in Delaware, depending on where you are, though. Like, how much is the taxes, Kathleen? And Kathleen said, yes, you're right, Brenda. How much are the taxes, Kathleen? Well, a rough average, you know. Brenda says no, but she loved the housing price. Me too. Okay, so guys, Kathleen says in Delaware, it's an average of around $200 a year for taxes. Oh my goodness, that is workable. 200 a year? Oh my goodness, where's my calculator? Oh, I need to add see what that is a month. That is extremely cheap. Okay, let's see. 200 divided by 12. So that's $16 a month taxes, guys. Oh my goodness, we all need to move there. Kathleen says what she's looking at is about 200 a year for taxes. What kind of houses can we look forward to if we look up Delaware? Are we talking about a stick house that's on land, or are you what kind of housing is it? Brenda said, great tax prices in Delaware for housing. Donor says, how nice, Kathleen. Yes, we all must be very happy for Kathleen. Very, very happy. We are so, so happy for you. You know, when you get a blessing, which your mother leaving you some funds is a blessing, it's what you do with that blessing that makes a difference. If you just waste that blessing and you don't really do much with that blessing, then it wasn't a blessing. But if you take that and really do like Kathleen, put a roof over your head, that's all the difference in the world. Oh, Kathleen says lots of places and lots of rent. Okay. A lot of places have lot rent, but some have land as well with a home. Okay. Sophia. Yes, Kathleen. She's giving all the hearts and everything, Kathleen. Tanya says, I love fixer uppers. Oh, me too. So let me tell you about fixer uppers, guys. That's the most affordable way to buy a house. When I was 22, I bought my first fixer upper, and I bought fixer uppers every time after that because they were a lot cheaper. Kathleen said there's lots of fixer uppers up here. Okay. Kathleen said, get on Facebook Marketplace. That's where I'm finding my stuff. Oh, Facebook Marketplace, guys. Writing that down. Okay. Interesting. Put in the zip code and a price for a house you're looking for. All right, Kathleen. It's all good, Sophia. Sophia, yes. In South Carolina, I had fixer uppers. How much was the taxes in South Carolina, Sophia? Everybody in the chat, if you could give a thumbs up, that would be wonderful. Thumbs up, please. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Appreciate you. I love you guys. I appreciate you. Yes, I do. Sophia said 500 a year. Okay, well, 500 a year. That's a lot more than Delaware. 500 divided by 12. That's $41 a month. Okay, that's not too bad. That won't break the bank. Kathleen says she always gives a thumbs up as soon as she entered the room. Beautiful. Thank you. And she says she never forgets to do that. Sophia says, I love townhouses. Laugh out loud. Well, I'm sure they have one there for you, especially that you like the fixer-uppers. You know, the fixer-uppers is something that you just need it livable, and then you can work on it little by little. Kathleen says, I'm running the upstairs of a townhouse. I think she meant renting. Okay. Yeah, renting. Okay. Well, you know what, Kathleen? Good for you. You know, and this kind of some kind of financial blessing comes to all of us sooner or later. And it's when we recognize it and we recognize what we should do with it is the most important thing. Okay. Kathleen said, I just want to go live by myself, though. Okay, I understand because you're living with a roommate now. Sophia says, fixer uppers, you can fix your style. Yes, you can put your touch on it. I agree 100%. Absolutely. And you can buy it at the right price. So the main thing is when you move to another state is income. What are you going to do for your income? So if you already have income, you're all set. If you have a job, maybe you can transfer that job. If you can't transfer that job that you have now, maybe you can get hired with a company that has those same companies in the state that you're moving in. That way you can transfer, because one of the things to qualify for a mortgage is if you do a pre-approval for a mortgage, if you're going to go that route, they want to know, well, what are you going to do for work when you get over there? So if you already have your job here and you're saying, I'm going to just transfer my job, that's a no-brainer to them. They're going to approve that. Kathleen says she's going to get ready to start cutting grass again. I like that. Second income. I like that. I like that. That's what I do in the spring and summer to take up money. I don't make on Social Security. I only make of $814 a month. Okay, guys. So you see that she's gonna pay for the house cash, and with she gets $814 a month, and with that $814 a month, she can manage to pay all those other bills and upkeep. And she's going to cut grass to make extra money. That's what you got to do. You got to make sure that you can make it out there, right? Thumbs up, guys. Thumbs up. Okay, and make sure your notifications is on, guys, so that when I come on, they'll be notified, because you know I don't want to miss you, right? Okay. Sophia, I live down south but can't make income, and that's where I had 2 strokes, so I had to come back to New York. Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad you're better from the stroke, and I'm also glad that you're moving out of New York. It's very expensive there. Kathleen says, I call my company me and myself and I. Yard work. Yard work. Okay, I like that. I like that. Kathleen says, I'm not supposed to do it because I'm totally disabled, but I do it. Well, you know, if you can do it, disability is okay with you as long as you're working part-time. So disability is okay with it, and it sounds like you're okay with it. Donush, Grandma Ray going for the night. Good night, all. Okay, nice talking with you. Good night, and good luck on your housing search. Okay. Yeah, we talked about your stroke the last time, and look at you. You're coming back. Gonna get a house. It's beautiful. And the cutting the grass is Kathleen's own business. So you see, she decided that she was gonna get up and help herself. That's beautiful. Sapphire said, I have rented in New York, so when I retire in 2 years, I'll be able to go and live comfortable financially. Oh, beautiful. See that? Wonderful. Kathleen said, good night, Donish. Brenda said, good night, Donish. Okay. Kathleen said, good plan. All right. So you guys have really given out a lot of good information. See, this is what this live chat is about. Learning from each other, communicating with each other, talking to each other. That is really, really what it's all about. And I like it. I like it. I like it. And I appreciate you guys. And I thank you for over 18,000 subscribers. And I look forward to serving you all the next time. Okay, so at this point, we're going to all say goodnight. And I'll talk to you the next time. So if you want to say goodnight, that would be great. Okay. Oh, thank you, Kathleen. She said, we appreciate you too. Oh, that's so nice. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Brenda said, everyone have a fantastic weekend. Kathleen says, good night, hun. And Sophia said, thanks, Grandma Ray, for this chat. We love you. I love you too, Sophia. And Kathleen says, you too, Brenda. Kathleen says, you too, I mean. Okay. Okay, so if everybody gave the thumbs up, and we're gonna call it a night. I love you, love you, love you. Bye bye. I'm ending.